Without Wout van Aert, Mathieu van der Poel admits he carries more weight on his shoulders heading into the 2024 Tour of Flanders. The Belgian cobbled monument, one of the hardest events in cycling, is tomorrow, less than 24 hours away. The Dutch star of Team Alpecin de Koenig is aiming for his third victory in Flanders, and this time wanting to do so in the rainbow jersey of world champion. He won't face his longtime rival Wout van Aert, who crashed in Dwars-Door-Vlaanderen on Wednesday. Van der Poel raced and won E3 Saxo Classic and placed second in Gent-Wevelgem to Mads Pedersen. Pedersen was among the victims in Dwars. His Lidl Trek star helper Jasper Stuyven also crashed, fractured his collarbone, forced to end his sprint campaign early. We all wondered what Mathieu van der Poel must have been thinking. He made the decision, didn't race on Wednesday, but he issued a statement on the chaos. He said, "We will never know if I would have been involved in the crash as well, but it could have been just that." This is particularly unfortunate for Flanders, but even more so for Wout van Aert and Jasper Stuyven. You live months towards those important two races, and just a few days before, you're sidelined. You really don't wish that on anyone. Van der Poel, like you and I, the fans, says that he always prefers to have all the stars on the start line, and that's the same for Flanders. He added, "Perhaps there will be even more pressure on my shoulders, which doesn't make it any easier." Van der Poel and Van Aert's rivalry goes way back to their days of juniors. They butted heads in cyclocross and also on the road. Unlike Van der Poel, who already counts 2 wins, home star Van Aert was hoping to get his first in Flanders and again the Sunday after in Paris-Roubaix. Van Aert's Visma-Lease bike team now is forced to switch gears, doing so in favor of American Matteo Jorgensen. Jorgensen, 24 years old from Idaho, carried on with the team's plan indoors and was able to pull off a solo win. It marked his first one-day victory and comes just a month after winning the overall in Paris-Nice. I spoke with Jorgensen yesterday at the press conference for the team, and he reminded me, Wout van Aert still in the hospital, forced to sleep on his stomach to avoid the pain on his back. He broke his collarbone, ribs, and also a sternum in the massive pileup. Visma sports director Grisha Nierman was also there and spoke with the press about Wout van Aert. He said he's in a lot of pain. He had a good operation on his collarbone. He's feeling very sad and pity for himself that he crashed and that he misses these races. On the other hand, he was proud of how the whole team raced, especially Matteo. Team Visma-Lease Bikes says it's too early to say where Van Aert will race next. He was due to compete in the Giro d'Italia, but most of us think that that's now off the table with the race coming up already in May. More likely, and I think, he'll be at the Tour de France racing alongside Jonas Vingegaard for Jonas's third chance at victory. For now, the focus is on beating Van Aert's longtime rival and winning Flanders. Nierman explained, "This was not what the team had in mind, so we are absolutely not the favorites, but we will go down fighting." Visma rider Tish Benoot will be there to fight as he did in Dwars-Door-Vlaanderen on Wednesday, just doing so alongside Matteo Jorgensen instead of Wout van Aert. "To be honest," said Benoot, "Flanders even suits Matteo more than Dwars. It's a longer race, a harder one, and I think this is also a race where a better climber like Matteo can do well." The race, the Tour of Flanders, will be live and on demand for FloBikes viewers in the United States, Canada, and Australia, and plenty of other stuff for everyone else, including interviews and on-the-ground coverage. I'll be there tomorrow, Sunday. If you haven't yet subscribed, please take a moment to do so. That way you're not going to miss out on any of the coverage when it's online, like the Tour of Flanders and the Classics and the Tour de France coming up. Take a moment, click that subscribe button down below. The cards have been shuffled. Wout van Aert misses out on another chance at cobbled glory, but it won't make it any easier on his longtime rival, Mathieu van der Poel, in the 2024 Tour of Flanders.